Welcome back to my round 5 game of GPP. I'm playing Naya ramp against Scribbl, who's on Thunder Roads control. So not sure about the matchup. I don't think it's a great matchup because my deck can't really go over the top, and they do have counter spells. And yeah, they can definitely burn me out with Thunder Roads if they have it, because again, my deck doesn't go over the top and it doesn't have that much life gain. The matchup doesn't get really any better post board, I think, either. And also, I'm currently 3-1 in this GP, so I need to win this game in order to top cut down the play, which is not great for me. And let's see, no turn 1 ramp, but lots of turn 2, turn 3 ramp. Yeah, I'll keep this. I'm kind of fortunate that I drew Little Pig in my opening hand, but maybe after a Tower of this guy, I can just drop Little Pig as a 1-mana 3/3 and be happy with it. Now, let's be fair, 1-mana 3/3s aren't great against their deck because they have so much removal. And main deck, they're on 4 Cosmic Sinkos and 4 anti-magic. So yeah, lots of counter spells to worry about. Seems like they're taking their time to think about what to do on turn 1. I mean, if they have Cosmic Sinko, it's pretty obvious just play a blue land and pass. Oh, Nebula, right. I have to figure out how many colors to name with Nebula. I don't think life super matters in this matchup. Well, no, it does, because my guys will be beating down and they want to stabilize. So life will matter. More for them than for me. Alright, Scribbl plays a pay up, and they're thinking about what to name. I mean, I guess it's not an easy decision for them. So if they name Twisted Masterwork, do I just discard it? Yes, I do, because I already have a 2-drop. And I don't want to ramp them up, because if they get more mana, then they get to do more things and answer my things. No turn 1, so I'll just play Amber Hills tapped. It's probably fetching White Source in order to get EHS. But yeah, the problem is I have a pretty slow start this game. If I had turn 1 Problem Resurgence, would be great. Well, no, if I had turn 1 Problem Resurgence, they just pay up it. And I don't think I'm going to... I think I'm kind of obligated to discard it if they named it. I'll pay up because ramping me on turn 1 isn't really worth giving them or getting them to 3 mana early. Anyways, I'm just gonna play a Ramsey, and if they have a Cosmic Sinkhole, then whatever. I'm fine with them Cosmic Sinkholing a Ramsey because at least they're not Cosmic Sinkholing a Tower of the Sky. This thing I need to remember to. Oh, they do. No, Secrets of Court. They don't have Cosmic Sinkhole. Good. Alright, so let's see what they can do on turn 3. They have a lot of options. End of all things is actually quite annoying for me, because basically they get to counter triggered abilities. And it turns out my deck has a lot of triggered abilities that I have to think about. I don't know, they can even counter my untap or untappably on Aura if they really want to. They're just gonna recall. Alright, that's good. That's fine. It ramps them, but I'm also ramping and it taps them out. They can safely go for Tower over this guy next turn with enough mana to pay for Cosmic Sinkhole. And then I guess the turn after that, I'm just gonna play Endless Helpless Souls. Or do I go about it in the other way? Because I can also just go EHS this turn and then Tower next turn. Because I don't want to get, EHS, I don't want to get countered because that thing gets me into more cards. But at the same time, Tower is just so good right now. And that's the point of my ramp deck, is to ramp, right? So I should just play out my ramp spell. Alright, I think. If I play EHS now, I don't know I can get, so I can whip super hard, or I can flip a Little Pig off the EHS, and that'd be really nice. I think it's just safer to Tower right now, right? Because if I Tower next turn, I get the EHS plus Little Pig, or plus 2 Little Pigs actually, so even if they have counter spell, I'm still sort of fine. No, it's not. 2 Little Pigs aren't going to beat a Thunder Roads, and they have enough mana to Thunder Roads next turn. And if I ramp up, then I set up Tower and EHS. Yeah, I'll just ramp this turn. Let's see if they counter it. They don't. Okay, good. So Little Pig, it goes on the adventure, makes tokens. Interesting question. Do I want to sack my land order right now in order to get Little Pig off the adventure and into play? And I think the answer is no, because I don't want to play into Cosmic Sinkhole. I'm just going to whack them for 1, and then next turn I have 7 mana to work with. Alright, let's see what they can do. If they Thunder Roads me, that would not be great. But at least I'm still at 20 life, so even if they Thunder Roads me, I'm not at risk of being burnt out just yet. Alright, they play Crumbling Precipice, so they do have all colors of mana now, lowest mastery. Alright, sure. I mean, that's fine. It's a slow card, so they're probably holding something. What's this 3-drop that they can be holding? End of all things. Yeah, they're probably holding End of all things right now. So how do I play around that? I think the best way to play around that is to ramp even harder. Well, I also have to play around Cosmic Sinkhole. So what's the best way to play around both of those things? Okay, I think I know what to do now. So I play Amber Hills untap, try to sack it, see if they end up all things it. Because end up all things seeing Fetch Land is a pretty good outcome. If they don't, then I try to Tower over this guy. Alternatively, I can try to tower now. No, I play Primary Resurgence on the forest, so that gets me 8 mana this turn, which is enough to tower plus. Well, no, it's enough to tower plus play 2 little pigs if things go south, and also that gets me to enough mana to EHS next turn. No, well, either ways, I'm starting off with Primary Resurgence. Let's see if they counter it. They let it resolve. Okay, sure, that's nice. I even get to make another Antelope off the Ramsey. So let's see. What if I can EHS plus tower, right? No, I can't. But unless I flip something off the EHS, in that case, I'll like tap like that, I guess. Yeah. Like I do want to play EHS right now. Let's see what they have. They can't counter it because I can just pay for Cosmic Sinkhole. I guess if they have anti-magic, then that's not good for me. Because then they can counter that with anti-magic. And then where would I be at? Did I play a land this turn? Yes, I already did. They let resolve. Okay, that probably means they don't have counter magic, or they probably means they don't have anti-magic. So let's see if I flip off this thing. That's not great. That's okay. I mean, at least I got something off it. Oh, another Ramsey. I can cast Ramsey number 2 and put the land order on the forest again, and that lets me recast Twisted Masterwork. Alternatively, I can just like I can just cast Sackbow and then pull up some mana for Sackbowling their secrets. Yeah, that seems good. I'll just play Sackbow and put Twisted Masterwork to hand. And now I get to pass the turn holding up Sackbow and Twisted Masterwork. So now they have to think quite a bit about what to do. So I play Amber Hills untapped because I do want to pay for Sackbow right now just to get rid of their secrets before they can use it, and probably also their RFE before they can use it. Yeah, I can like Lumbering Hillock. I can fetch Lumbering Hillock next turn. I can just play an untapped land this turn because there's lots of good things to Sackbow, and I want to use that mana. In fact, I should. Well, RFE can wait, but I should just get rid of Core Light Core. Well, I can. That means exiling secrets and plus a land. Yeah, and that gets Sackbow out of a single Thunder Road's range if I activate my Flourishing Caress, or if I pay 1 more for Bowl, then I can like activate it in response to Thunder Roads targeting it, which forces them to point 2 Thunder Roads at it if they want to kill it. They did not realize that I'm also trying to exile the land. Alright, yeah, it seems like a pretty good situation for me. And even if the Bowl gets killed, then I still get to... Oh. Huh. Do I exile the RFE instead of sacking the Bowl to gain life? I think the answer is yes. Yeah, just get their RFE out of there. They still get End of All Things, but whatever. At least there's less stuff for them to play around with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 2 mana away from coalescing End of All Things, which will be annoying because then that's something I have to constantly play around that's in their yard. Pay up, I see. Well, at this point, I'm fine with just discarding whatever. Do I pitch Little Pig or the land? I think I pitch Little Pig, right? Because the land can still do things. Yeah, because I have 2 things in yard that I want to cast. So, like, Little Pig isn't very useful right now. But the extra mana is. In fact, I'm getting pretty close to Tyrant Tributes. I might just go for end step Tyrant Tributes. Well, no, they can just hold up End of All Things. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they have enough to End of All Things. And End of All Things in response to Tyrant Tributes is a pretty good play for them. So I don't really want that to happen. Which means I should just be playing out Endless Helpless Souls right now. Right? Can I tower for Bowl? I need 8 mana for that. I have 10 mana available, but like I don't want to play into a counter spell. So I probably should just tower for something smaller like Little Pig. Gets my mana even higher. Alternatively, I can just like wait until they tap out in a way that lets me play around counter magic. I have the board right now. I can just wait until they tap out, and then I can just Twisted Masterwork or Tyrant Tributes, and that probably wins the game. In that case, I play Amber Hills untapped and swing with my Antelopes, because Amber Hills can be fetching a Lumbering Hillock eventually. Yeah. Alright. Let's play the staring game then. No, do I really want to give them more time? Not really. I think I just tower for 6 and pass the turn. Play out my Little Pigs. That seemed good. I mean, it seems decent enough, I think, for me to make that play, so I will make it. I'm definitely not happy about making that play. Because, yeah, I don't want to give them more time. I can play a single Little Pig. Like, that is probably enough to, like, at least force them to do something about it. Because a 3/3 is non-trivial. Like, it will race them down somewhat quickly. And I still have Twisted Masterwork for... Yeah, they can't tap out right now because threat of Twisted Masterwork for Tyrant Tributes. I think my play here is to just keep beating down with these guys until... I think right now I'll sack Amber Hills and see if they try to counter this. Will that happen? Well, if I fetch a Lumbering Hillock, it puts my shields down for a moment, but let's see if they want to do anything in response to this. Let it happen. Okay. Also, if I top deck Children of Clouds, that's also really good for me. Alright then. I'll just keep swinging every turn and keep up Lumbering Hillock, or no, keep up Twisted Masterwork for Tyrant Tributes. Because once that thing gets played, the game's pretty much over. And I can just wait until they have that, or I can just wait until they're forced to deal with it. What are the chances they have anti-magic or something like that? No, what I'm trying to play around is end of all things, right? As soon as they tap below that, then I can just go for it. If they do have anti-magic, then they're forced anti-magic to Twisted Masterwork, and once that fails, then I can start coalescing my things from yard. They'll be tapped out, so that'll be hard for them to deal with. And I mean, my little pick plus Antelopes will kill them in 2 turns, so they will have to do something eventually. And once they try to do something, I'll Twisted Masterwork for Tyrant Tributes and get them. They're just going to keep staring at me. Alright, sure, I'm fine with that outcome. Earthbreaker. No targets. I'm probably boring that thing out. Game 2. Anyways, do they go down to 2? Or are they finally going to do something? They're finally going to do something. Alright. Is it going to be a Thunder Roads? Nope, it's a Coalesce end of all things. And, well, I mean, that happens. Do they still have counter magic up? If they have anti-magic, what happens? Well, I do it on my turn, so I tap out and then they get to tap. Okay, that's not great. Well, time to hope that they don't have Cosmic Sinkhole, I guess. No, I wait until post-combat. I play out my second forest, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 7, 8, 9. I still have enough to pay for a Cosmic Sinkhole. Anyways, let's see if they have anti-magic. Oh, yep, they do. Alright, so, that was expected. I should have Earthbreaker Behemoth at the end of all things. Yeah, because Earthbreaker Behemoth into Tower of the Sky. That probably was a much better use of my 11 mana that turn. Well, now I have to deal with the fact that I don't have Lethal on board, and they can Thunder Roads me. I mean, I still have the late game on lockdown because of Endless Helpless Souls in the yard, but like I could play this turn way better. But anyways, I mean, if they don't put up a defense, Slumbering Hillock still gets them. Now they get to recover. That's a problem. Like I gave them time. On the bright side, they're still stuck at 1 card in hand, and that's probably not a counter spell. It might be Thunder Roads, but they can't augment the Thunder Roads anymore due to them not having enough mana to do that. So yeah, let's see if Earthbreaker Behemoth plus Slumbering Hillock animation wins game. I should probably just sack Wayfarer's Shrine now to prevent any shenanigans at instant speed. 1, 2, 3, it's only 5 mana. Okay, let's see if this resolves. Resolves? Let's see if they have a response to this. It'll be funny if it's a second end of all things. Nope, it's not. Alright, do you have a removal spell? If you don't, then you just die. Nope, they don't. Okay, good. That was a pretty nice game 1. Things went pretty well for me. They didn't get their Thunder Roads. I think I keep 1 Charming Marauder for their lowest mastery, right? Do I even care about their lowest mastery? I don't think I particularly care. Because it's just this thing that's going on. Like, it's a thing that slowly builds up. I can just let it sit. I do need to bring in standalone Saleable because they have Thunder Roads. And Sackbow is probably decent. Is that onboarding? I think so. Yeah, there's really nothing else to... Do I still want Earthbreaker in case they go less into both things? I guess I do. This is just in case. Non-Flourishing's probably decent. I don't think I can afford to go down on Little Pigs. Ordinary Clouds is really nice because it wins the game, but I can't really trigger that until I get to enough lands, but once I get to enough lands, then that thing's really good. I'll cut one of them actually because EHS is probably just good, right? I guess I'll try to run it like this. I'm not super sure about my boarding choices, but whatever. Maybe I cut Scion Flourishing instead. But Scion seems pretty good on the full board. Maybe I do cut Scion. I'll cut Scion in game 3 if we get to it. On their end, they're probably bringing in their Forbidden Treasures, right? Yeah, they're definitely bringing in all 4 copies just to hit my Coalesce cards. But the good news about the Forbidden Treasure against my deck is that I have enough creatures in my deck that Forbidden Treasure doesn't work against half the things I ramp into. It does hit half my ramp. It only hits half my ramp, so yeah, there's that too. Okay, perfect. I have Arm Resurgence into EHS, or into Tower, or EHS. Take my pick of 3-drop ramp spells, huh? But yeah, you keep any hand that has Primary Resurgence into something, and so I'm more than happy to keep hand with Primary Resurgence into a 3-drop ramp. Oh, Tyrant Tributes. I guess I might ramp into that later. Let's see if they have a Cosmic Sinkhole. If they do want the Cosmic Sinkhole, they'll be taking a lot of life damage because they have to fetch for a pain land. But it resolves, so I'm pretty happy about that. I do have a way to remove Primary Resurgence on turn 2. I don't think they do, right? Yeah, I'll have their permanent removal. End of all things removes enchantments, but that comes down at turn 3, or it comes down at 3 mana. They're tapping out. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I just get to slam the tower over this guy this turn now. Lumber range can fetch an off. Well, no, I'm just gonna tower over this guy, and then my mana is fixed forever, so I can just fetch for all my basics. I don't have to fetch for any or I don't have to fetch for any non-basics and think about which or how to fetch. Anyways, I think this will be a pretty easy game. No, I'm probably gonna end up eating my words because stuff can still go pretty wrong. Like if they get Thunder Roads off, I'm ramping towards the Children of Clouds, which is a card they can't deal with very well because it's instant speed and it makes a bunch of 1/1s that don't easily die to a single Thunder Roads or a single removal spell. And speak of the devil, there's my second Children of the Clouds. That's extremely good for me. Okay, so I think I start off with EHS. If it gets countered, then whatever, I just play Ramsey, put the Aura on the land, and then say Pat or say go. It seems like a solid plan. I may actually want to fetch for Lumbering Hillock. Alright, I'll start off with EHS and see what happens. Or actually, no, I have enough to EHS plus Ramsey. Okay, that's helpful. I think, yeah, I should Ramsey first and then EHS. If they try to counter it, I untap my land and pay for the Cosmic Sinkhole. So, yeah, let's see if Ramsey resolves. It resolves. Good. Well, that means they don't have end of all things. Or, no, it doesn't say anything about... They're not too mad. It doesn't actually say anything about what they have. If they have Forbidden Treasure, they're going to pop it off now, and that means it's one less Forbidden Treasure hitting my Children of the Clouds. Seems like they do have Forbidden Treasure. Alright, sure. So let me just... So that strips out all of my Endless Helpless Souls from my deck. But, I mean, at least it didn't hit Tower of this guy. Like, that's the thing that I'm actually worried about. So do I care about getting Little Pig down now? How much... how hard do I want to ramp towards... Or how much do I care about getting Lumbering Hillock? I think I have enough plays in hand that I'm not really super worried, so I'll just get Little Pig down on the board now so that it pressures them a bit more to do something. I'll fetch Heartbeat Glade, because why not? It's a free non-basic fetch. Anyways, yeah, you do have to deal with this board, because that thing does put you on a 5-turn clock, right? Or no, a 4-turn clock. I still can't actually Children of the Clouds because I don't have enough lands. Really, my entire hand is kind of useless right now. I can tower over this guy, right? You know, I can tower if I sack my land, which is pretty bad to counterspell, but if I have nothing else to do next turn, I think I should just go for that. Because it also ramps me towards my children. Like if I manage to resolve a tower on Little Pig from the graveyard, then I get to start playing my Children of the Clouds because I control 6 or more lands now. And then Children of the Clouds is a huge pain for them because it's instant speed, so if they ever tap out or tap down, I just slam a Children, and now they have to deal with a bunch of 1/1s. I find it funny how I drew all of my top end this game, along with all the ramp. Man, this is a good draw. And they just pass. They might be holding up Thunder Roads. They might be holding up End of All Things. Well, Twisted Master makes things a lot easier because I can just hold stuff up now. So my plan here is end of turn Twisted Master for Higgins and see how they react. Because end of turn Twisted Master for Higgins is one of the scariest things you can do when you're playing this deck. It forces my opponent to tap out to deal with the Higgins, and if they do, then I just coalesce Tower of the Sky. I get to coalesce Tower of the Sky without any opposition. No, I get to just get to cast time tributes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. If they tap out to deal with Higgins, then time tributes is coming down. So that's a really good turn for me. And they just pass. They must be terrified right now because they don't know what might be holding in hand. Actually, no, this I think this telegraphs Twisted Masterwork really hard. Like either I drew a Twisted Masterwork off the top because I can't cast Children's with this land count, or I'm super afraid of getting tower countered that I'm willing to just pass my turn without doing anything. Actually, if Twisted Master for Higgins resolves, I think I might just fire off at mini Children Club. No, I can't Children right now, right? Because I don't have enough lands. Okay, they're tapping out right now. Oh, you know, I just realized like this does not actually play around this play specifically because I don't have enough lands to Children's. Oh. Yeah, this might be a mistake. Now they get to tap with a bunch of mana and a bunch of cards. Is there anything I can do about, like, is there anything I can twist a Masterwork for at this count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me think. If I brought in Summon Guardian, I could fetch it out now, but that's not great. You can fetch out a Marauder, I guess, hit the lowest mastery, but that doesn't do much, right? Did I put out both Marauders? I did, yeah. Alright, so what other options do I have? Silent Flourishing doesn't... Oh no, Silent Flourishing makes my Little Pig survive. Actually, yeah, that seems pretty good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I could do that. Good thing I didn't board out my Silent Flourishing, I guess. Maybe I should fetch Scribbl instead, but like, this seems good enough. So that makes my Little Pig survive. And actually makes my board pretty scary too. I'm at 14 already. Right, they might just like one-shot me next turn if they have another Thunder Roads, and they are kind of likely to draw into a second Thunder Roads, in which case, yeah. But like, I have a really threatening board right now, so they do have to deal with this board. Let's see if they just one-shot me next turn with Thunder Roads. Playing like this, the reason I did this play was because it means that I still have board presence, so it still forces them to deal with the board. Because the last thing I want to do that I want to happen when I'm playing against their deck is to give them time, like just let them stabilize. And this does not let them stabilize, because they have to deal with the board again. And the fact that they're taking so long to think probably means that they don't have a second Thunder Roads in hand. Because if they had lethal, they would have gone for it already. Oh, they're playing out. Yeah, they're taking a bunch of damage from their lands, actually. I didn't realize that. No wonder they're so scared. Close Mastery number 2. Okay, that's a good sign for me. It means that they probably don't have Thunder Roads. Or they don't have Thunder Roads and the means to augment it. Because if you have a red card, you can't actually use it to augment Thunder Roads, since Thunder Roads is also red. Is this Sorcery Speed Annabelle things? Okay, sure. That's fine. Like, now you just tapped out, so I can slam Time Tributes. And that probably screws you over. But, no, you have a bunch of mana now. You want to play around counter spells? Or maybe you do have a second Thunder Roads and this will let you... no, you don't. Okay. Hey, look, I have enough lands for Children of the Clouds now. So how am I going to play this Children of the Clouds around counter spells? I think you're only chosen for enough to not die to counter spell. Does it matter if I do it while they're tapped out? Like, what cards in your deck actually interact with children? It's literally just counter spells, right? And it doesn't matter how I do it because other counter spells cost the same. I guess Cosmic Synchro is the only one that matters when I do it. I'm just gonna whack them first, so I don't have to think as much. They're at 4, which means they actually, yeah, since all of their lands cost them life to tap, it means that whatever they do, they're really limited in what they can actually do. I think my best play here is to just go for a small Children of the Clouds first. So Children of the Clouds with 3 mana up. Like I just want the Children of Clouds to get me out of Thunder Road range, right? I actually have enough to coalesce Annabelle things. I think I do a Children's for 3 right now. Right. Yeah, I'm not like how do I play around their things if they have a counter spell? I just pass. I don't want to think too hard about trying to go first. Like they're kind of forced to be the proactive one because I have lethal on board. So once they tap out to deal with my board, then I slam Children's. And if they try to Thunder Roads my face, I just Children's to get out of lethal range. Okay, they're doing something now. Recall Forgotten Aeons. Yeah, that's completely fine. Feel free to draw more cards and tap out more. Alright, they're losing even more life from their lands. Yeah, they can't tap both their lands without dying, so they're kind of limited in what they can do. But they're also producing a bunch of treasures off the Lowest Masteries, which kind of negates the life loss. If they have a Thunder Roads here, then no, if they have a Thunder Roads here, I can just Children's pretty freely because they can't tap both their lands without dying. They grab a swamp. They're willing to lose even more life based on. Alright, I mean that does stuff, I guess. That does answer the board. So in that case, I'll just go for an end of turn Children of the Clouds. The only thing and then untap Children of the Clouds again. Actually, I'll just go for a Children's for 1, right? Because a single kind of counter spell won't stop me because I can just poke in for a lethal. They have Thunder Roads? No, if they had Thunder Roads, they would have played it already, so they definitely don't have life gain. Maybe they have Sandrine's Command. That thing gains them 5 life. I think I'll go for like a small Children's first and see how they react to it. I'll go for a Children's for 4. I think that's probably safe. And actually, Children's for 3. Yeah, sure. No, I'll do a Children's for 4. They do have anti-magic. Sure. You have 2 anti-magics plus. No, they definitely don't have Sandrine's Command now, so I can just Children's for 1, and that probably pokes them for lethal. Get 2 anti-magics. There we go. We actually get both anti-magics out of there. So now you just get to slam Time Tributes pretty guilt-free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I even get to play Primal Resurgence beforehand. It doesn't matter now. I'm just gonna play Time Tributes and see how they react. I'm assuming they're just gonna concede. If they don't concede, then they're gonna think pretty hard about how to sack and then ultimately lose. And I still have Tower of this guy in the yard. I guess that's one situation where Primal Resurgence would have mattered because it would let me tower up for more next turn. I'm assuming like the game doesn't really make it past this turn because Time Tributes forcing a sack in this situation is just so bad for Scribbl. Anyways, time to take a commercial break while we wait for Scribbl to decide what half of their board they want to sack. Alright, yeah, sure, that's fine. And also, I'm out of Thunder World's range now because Tyrant Gift Tributes gains life for some reason. Oh, did I forget to play primary? I'll keep primary surges in hand because having a card in hand instills more fear into my opponents. Oh, well, yeah, they got. Yep, that was a pretty good game for me. If they had a second Thunder Roads there, then they would have won. Oh, they had Sandrin's command in hand all this time. Yeah, they probably should have played that. Actually, it reminds me of what I did last game against Purple, where I had that last turn in Game 3, where they played Cosmic Synchro plus 4 Factor against my Solar Flare, and I decided to just pay for all of them instead of sacking my Sackballs to gain some life, and then playing Children's next turn to win. And since they had all their counter spells, they just killed me. Oh no, I tapped out in order to pay for all their counter spells, and then didn't leap back up to sacrifice my sacrificial balls to gain life, and they had a burn spell in hand and killed me that way. But yeah, so it looks like I'm making a top cut after all, so that's good.